Alright, pproteus back for round number 2. I'm going to keep this hand. No idea what my opponent's on, but Ponder's a good card. And hopefully that will be enough. Maybe find a brainstorm. But yeah, I'm leaning pretty hard on this Ponder to hit. If I have to shuffle and then I draw bad cards, I'm not in good shape. I take some preordain and land. So the land's going to go on top, and I like preordain. So I'm going to keep both of these, and I'm not going to shuffle, and I'm also not going to cast the probe. I can wait one turn. So on my next turn, I'm going to Ash Barrens. Ooh, Delver. Okay, so looks like Monoblue here. Monoblue Delver is not a good matchup. And especially not with a bad hand, or a slow hand, I guess. I probably probe, so I know whether or not my opponent has spell stutters. That's probably the right thing to do. My opponent has 3 islands and 2 spell stutters. So I would like to draw probably Augur, because that's a card that does something through the spell stutters. Brainstorm's a good one, and Gush is also something I want, but I think I can't keep it on top because I need combo pieces. I need to resolve a tribe. And so I think the right play for me here is to Daze. That's an interesting one. So I know my opponent's entire hand. Island, spell stutter, Daze. Flipping Delver is not good for me. But I think I can play so that I don't have to walk into the spell stutter or walk into Daze. Circular logic. That could be powerful. Okay, so I have to Ash Barrens. Use it right now. I'm going to hit an island, just play the island. That last Ash Barrens is going to get the plains, and so the advantage of this is I get to disguise my true colors. Look at my opponent with their not matching islands. Just trying to tilt me. Alright, so they have now island, spell stutter, Daze, and one unknown. So I can brainstorm here, and if they want to tap out, then they can tap out. I'm just assuming that I will find a tribe if I'm given the chance. So they didn't go for it, which means that I get to put back Island and Shadow Rift, and then shuffle them away. Hit a plains. I don't know about you, but that seemed pretty good to me. Oh, shoot, my opponent's my opponent is going to counter my circular logic with their Daze, which means I should preordain here. Dispel inside out. I haven't seen any good targets for Dispel, so I'm going to put that on the bottom. Inside out is good, so I'm going to put that on top. And then Augur here. My opponent can't spell stutter my Augur. Can't Daze my Augur either. So that's going to happen. Ponder, preordain, circular logic. I'm going to take circular logic because I don't know what I want to hit with my Ponder or preordain other than a circular logic. I'm running out of time. That's the That's the big issue here. My opponent now has double spell stutter up. So I think I'm going to gush here to play around days. Oh, okay. My opponent just lets me do whatever I want. That's cool too. So I was thinking I'm going to have to try to get my opponent to use 2 spell stutters, and that's going to be very challenging. But my opponent's deciding to be nice and just let me resolve a tribe. They're going to spell stutter here, but I'm going to circular logic, and then I have a mana open so I can daze them. Or I can pay for days, rather. Okay, so that's going to resolve. I'm going to cast Ponder here, and they can daze this if they want. And they could have Snap and get me, but they have the daze, so they're going to get me anyways. So I'd rather them just do that now. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And so at least now I can potentially kill them next turn because they use the daze. Assuming they don't have a 1 mana piece of interaction, but I'm going to be dead the turn after, so my opponent just has 2 unknowns in hand. Two unknowns plus spell stutter. Spell stutter doesn't actually counter this, so let's just do this. And it doesn't counter circular logic either. So circular logic can save me from a snap or an inside out. So then they're going to have to spell stutter. And then after they use spell stutter, okay, deprive. So I still have an unknown. I think I have to counter this. Because if I inside out here, then they spell stutter and block it. So yeah, the circular logic and hope their last card isn't relevant. If their last card is relevant, then I lose, but such is life. Alright, so let's attack here and see if my opponent casts Spell Stutter. You want to block? You have to cast it now. Alright, so they do want to block, so I'm going to have to Shadow Rift, and this is where I get dazed. Please don't have daze. You already had 1 daze, isn't that enough? And so that's why my opponent should not have cast daze on my Ponder. But they did, and now they're dead. Okay. Next game. So, Monoblue Delver. What do I like in this matchup and what do I not like? Standard Bearer, I think, is a reasonable card in this matchup. I'm not sure. Like, I really haven't practiced it very much, despite the fact that it was the most played deck in the last week's challenge. But I think my opponent's going to have like pieces of interaction, but they're not going to have any sweepers. And so when I play Standard Bearer, the piece of interaction has to hit the Standard Bearer, but it might just be kind of slow. Piracy Charm is great because it's a 1 mana kill spell stutter. And then Stormbound Geist is another card I like because it actually interacts well with my opponent's flyers. And you know, if I can just trade this for like 2 Delvers, that'll be pretty great. Well, I probably don't want 3. Of course, they can just snap it, but again, they're relying pretty hard on their snaps. So I know I'm bringing this in. Then there's Dispel. I could also just bring in Disenchant because my opponent could have. They could have Curse of Chains, they could have Serrated Arrows, Coral Net, all that stuff. Piracy Charm for sure. I'm going to try 1 each of these cards. Just cut some probes. I don't actually know how to play this particular matchups. I just know that I want Piracy Charm for sure. I'll get some combo pieces. It won't matter too much. I mean, Monoblue is good at racing, so it's not like Izzet Delver. Even though Monoblue versus Izzet Delver is pretty similar in a lot of other matchups. But here, they're just kind of trying to get in there, and I have to interact quickly. So, I don't know if Stormbound Geist or Standard Bearer are things I should actually be interested in. I can definitely think about it. I feel like taking out a couple combo pieces is correct. The Giga Drowse is going to be really important because it'll allow me to win games that just no other card can let me win. So this hand is probably just turn 2 Standard Bearer. Alright, let's keep this hand. Let's find out whether or not my Standard Bearer idea was a good one. We'll find out. This wasn't really the hand I was picturing when I decided it in. I was picturing a hand where I also had a tribe, but I guess I want to cast a Standard Bearer before the tribe, in most cases. My opponent's going to almost certainly hold up Spell Stutter on turn 2, which means that what I want to do is not play into that by casting a 2-drop on turn 2. And if they want to counterspell my Standard Bearer, that is also fine with me. Okay, this is different. I could Brainstorm here. Just like Brainstorm, shuffle 3 bad cards away, Ash Barrens for an island, and then Ponder. I'm very tempted to do that because I'm going to have this Plains, but I'm not going to be able to use the blue mana. Let's do it. Let's do it. I want to cast my 1-drops when my opponent does not have Spell Stutter. Okay, there's a Tireless Tribe. That's pretty great. So, wait, my opponent missed their land drop. Okay, so I don't need a second Inside Out. I do need 1 Inside Out. Okay, hold on. I do need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want Gush? Well, I don't even want Gush here. Yeah, okay, I'm putting back the Gush because it'll just take a while before I'm able to use it effectively. Although if I draw a 3rd island, then I can Gush to pretend I have a 4th island for a kill. So actually, never mind, I do want the Gush. Then if my opponent does nothing on their turn, I'm going to want to cast Standard. Okay. Alright. Sorry, Standard Bearer. You are out of luck. I could draw the Standard Bearer. Standard Bearer better than a random card? No, it's not, because I really want an island. So I'm going to stop my upkeep. Shuffle away those two. I mean, they could have snap, snapback, piracy charm, vapor snag, all that stuff. Daze. They could daze me. That would be bad. But then they continue to miss their land drops if they daze, so I'm not even that unhappy to get dazed. So my opponent cast Ponder and Preordain, so I guess they kept a one-lined hand with probably both those cantrips, which is fine, and they just got really unlucky. There is Fairy Miscreant. Okay. Alright, so here's what I do. I play the land. I attack if my opponent does not block, because I don't have a Shadow Rift. So I'm going to attack. My opponent doesn't block, I combo kill them. And if they do block, then I trade Dispel for their Fairy Miscreant for free. And then I cast Stormbound Geist. That sounds kind of good. Ooh, snap. Dislike. Oh well. See, that's what the Standard Bearer was for. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have let them do this to me. And so if I had cast, say, Ponder, Standard Bearer, or even just, like, Standard Bearer, leave up a blue, yeah, I guess I would be in better shape now. Not that much. Like, this is fine. I don't mind this. I'm not casting Tribe here. I would like to cast Circular Logic. So I'm just going to do nothing. I'm ahead on board. My Delver opponent's plan is to get ahead and then stall, and they skip the getting ahead step. Delver's fine. Alright, I need that. I'm just going to hold this guy back to trade for the Delver or interact with some other card from their deck. Probably going to have to be a good card. Like if my opponent has to snap my Stormbound Geist, I'm happy. I'm not attacking though, because I know how this goes. Alright, I will cast Ponder. You want to spell stutter me? Do you dare? So Gush, Gush, Probe. I don't actually want Gushes, so I am going to shuffle. Yeah, just pass the turn again. I could Piracy Charm, but it doesn't really seem necessary. It just trades at this point. My opponent's going to have to devote multiple cards to getting rid of my Stormbound Geist if they want to get rid of it. And I'd probably counter whatever my opponent casts here that's not just okay. Oh, wait a minute. Stormbound Geist can't block. What am I doing? Ninja. Okay. Sure. Alright, this is my chance. My opponent took a tempo hit there. I'm going to Gush so I can play around Daze. Spellstutter Sprite. Do I want to Circular Logic that? Probably not. I don't really think I want to Circular Logic that. I think I just want to Piracy Charm it. Goodbye, Spellstutter Sprite. You are not countering my tribe. Here we go. I'm going to ponder. I've still got these 3 counter spells here. That's pretty good. I like Augur Bolas, so how much do I want Probe? I think I really want Probe next turn because I'm going to have a combo next turn. I want to Probe before I have to decide whether or not to Augur. So I'm going to do this and don't shuffle. I could Augur here, but I think I just want to leave up my counter magic, right? I have to discard anyways. Alright, let's just ditch Tribe. Okay. I don't need to block. One can draw a card. But in exchange for them drawing a card, they have to spend mana to play a blocker. I guess I could have countered that. I probably should have thought about that. I didn't even think about it. Because I only have mana to counter 2 things. Even less if I have Shadow Rift. Yeah, I probably should have countered that. So here I probe and see what my opponent hand contains. Opponent's hand is Counterspell, Counterspell, Deprive, Deprive, Snap. I made a mistake. If I had countered the Delver, even if I didn't fight it, then they would only be able to do 2 things this turn, including blocking. And now they can do 3 things. Okay. Alright. I understand how this goes. On the other hand, if I attack, my opponent has to block, right? But then if I tribe, then they can counter it. Okay, so then I'm just going to attack with both and then pitch. Pitch a tribe. And then if my opponent is not going to use their mana efficiently by having 6 cards in hand but casting nothing. Oh, okay, we're doing it. I'm fighting that. I was going to say then I'm going to do nothing, but no, if they want to fight here, then I will do that. So that's Counterspell and Snap. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of running low on cards. Opponent's hand is Counterspell, Counterspell, Deprive, Deprive. I'm not running that low on cards, and my opponent has to be afraid of me killing them. Ooh, I missed. That sucks. Missing there sucks, but at least my opponent's not going to draw any more cards off this ninja. They drew an island, so now they're holding up 3 pieces of counter magic. Piracy Charm, okay. I'm just going to do nothing because my opponent's got to hold up their mana. My opponent, in fact, has more counter magic than mana, so there's no reason to let my opponent use their mana. Their mana is the limiting factor, and this game can be over pretty quickly with this Stormbound Geist here. They only have a few turns to find a way to profitably interact. Okay, gesture's good. That's a way to find things. Of course, it also costs them in terms of mana. Where on my turn, they can only cast 2 pieces of counter magic, which means that I might be able to guarantee resolving something. Maybe. I could Piracy Charm here, and they counter it. Then I untap, and then Inside Out Shadow Rift, and hope to counter again. But again, we've got the same issue. I think I'm not doing that. Even trying to cast Preordain sounds kind of foolish. My opponent just has so many cards in their hand. They also have an island that I know about. I just don't want to let them use their counter spells. I really hope they don't hit, but even if they do, they have to hit in a certain kind of way to actually deal with the Stormbound Geist, because I'm winning the race. My opponent goes Preordained bottom. They found a land. No, never mind, they already had that. Okay, they're choosing to race rather than trade, which makes sense, I guess. And now we are going to Piracy Charm. And hope to not get spell stuttered. Okay, good, no spell stutter. My opponent knows that they have to hold up 2 counters or possibly lose if they don't. So I hit Shadow Rift Gush. I will take the Gush, and I will use it probably just next turn. So I just attack here. No rush to Gush. Just trying to be patient. I mean, it's hard to be patient when my opponent's got a flip Delver, but I am kind of ahead and I have some tricks up my sleeve. But at some point, so they still have all of those pieces of counter magic. They still have 4 pieces of counter magic in their hand. And until I can interact with 3 pieces of counter magic, I'm not incentivized to try to go after them. So Preordain. Let me go top. Yeah, let's just keep these. What am I looking for? Probably counter magic. Yeah, no, I'm shuffling. I think I can do better, probably. Probably. Right, I'm going to Shadow Rift their ninja. Don't need to Shadow Rift my own guy. Should I interrupt his guy so I can't block? That prompts a counter spell. Okay, but we can only have 2 more counter spells this turn, which means I should probably gush. Because they can't counter this, or they lose. So I can just resolve any number of spells that aren't the combo. Well, not any number of spells. I'm restricted on mana. That was an exaggeration. Ooh, Dispel. And a Gush. Alright, so my opponent has at least 3 counter spells in their hand. So if I can resolve both of these, I win the game. But I can't necessarily do that. Or if I cast these, then my opponent counters, and then I counter back, and then... Okay, I'm going to do it next turn. Even though my opponent's going to have one more piece of counter magic up next turn. Okay, land number 8. Happy for them to be drawing lands. Not happy for a free Spiral Golem. That's not good. That changes my opponent's clock on me. And forces me to stop attacking with my Stormbound Geist. Maybe I should have fought over, but it doesn't super matter. So my opponent's gonna have three counter spells. I don't think I can win this turn because I don't have 3 counter spells. I don't have enough mana. So I'm just gonna Augur. Try to do it next turn. And hope that if my opponent has a removal spell for the Stormbound Geist, then I gush into a counter. Ooh, I hit a counter spell. Okay. So I've already played that this turn. So I think I do nothing. I think that, like, Probe for life is scary. Probe for mana means I lose a bunch of outs to a snap. So I think this is the safest. This is an intense game. My opponent just draws lands. Oh god, I'm also running out of time. My clock is really low. How did that happen? Oh boy. So I've got to block the Delver here. And this block actually puts my opponent dead on board. So they are forced to have something. Okay, that does count as something. So they have 2 counter spells. I can counter both of them. I can block that forever. That's fine. Oh man. What a game. What a game. Opponent goes bottom top. What is the card they kept on top? Who knows? They're not showing me. I'm going to start by Probe for mana. Look at my opponent's hand. Maybe they have a spell stutter, and that's what this is. They have a spell stutter and a counter spell. Alright, so they can only cast 2 of those this turn. So I can dispel 1. Yeah, I just win. Okay. Okay, as long as I do this correctly. They can only cast 2. I only have to discard 1 card. And of course my opponent had to do all of this. But they didn't realize that I was forced to go off this turn? Who knows? Shadow Rift. And they can't... It's even really hard for them to counter these because they don't know if I have redundant pieces. But in this case I don't, so I'm just countering them. Shadow Rift resolves, I think. Does it get spell stuttered? Or deprived? Okay, it gets deprived. My opponent's hand is deprived, spell stutter, and the land. And now I can circular logic. Okay, and I got him. Just have to make sure to circular logic their deprive and not my own Shadow Rift. And counter that unless you pay 22. Alright, alright. Ugh, stressful. Stressful game. Just barely got him. Just barely. And probably without enough time to win in a normal third game. I don't know why I was going so slowly, but there was definitely a lot to think about. Whew. Except for that one play where I probably should have countered the Delver. I think I went in the right direction, where my opponent, despite having cards that are all good against me, wasn't able to take advantage of them. My opponent died with counter spells left over in their hand that were there for many, many turns. And so here's that clutch Stormbound Geist where it didn't really go all the way, but it forced my opponent to do things that they didn't want to do, or that they wouldn't have wanted to do if the game was all tribe. So, anyways, 2-0, 4-0, so that's an excellent start. Feeling good about this challenge. See you, and this got past the terrible too as well. See you in round number 3.